Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for having me, Audrey. This is a lot of fun. We have a Pampered Chef fundraiser happening. So I'm going to just do a demo, and this way you'll get to see how some of the products work. And for those that are here in person,
sorry about that.
Taste of it as well. Welcome.
Hi. Sorry about that. I got a phone call and it's report card day, so I had to answer it.
We very well understand everything is around, hasn't it? All right, so we're just going to get started. My name is Barbara Hendrickson. I'm a Pampered Chef consultant. I've been doing this for about 6 years. Never thought I would do this to save my life. Could not cook, but I tried it. I actually needed a car payment. I had one of those in-home parties. It was a lot of fun. I love to have friends over. And the girl kept saying, you should do this. I'm like, no. And she goes, you should do this. And I said, I don't think so. And then when everybody got their products, I said, what the heck, what can it hurt? I'll just try it. So I tried it, discovered I love it, and has been a good supplement. I started for a car payment, and I just really enjoy it now. So it's a lot about so much more than that. We have a nice team of people, and we work together, and we always make a meal together. Whether we make a meal here on Zoom like this, or we make a meal in person at someone's house, it's just enjoyable. Comfort food, save money rather than going through the drive-through. Better for you, and more than likely you'll have less of preservatives or less things in your food that you really didn't want to have in it anyway. So we're going to make a recipe, but maybe we're thirsty that we should start out with a little something to drink first. So we have our electric wine opener. Electric wine opener, the base is the foil cutter. Charges like a cell phone. So it holds a charge for like 70 bottles of wine. I have a friend that her husband is in the theater district, and they would use this to open all of those, two of these to open all those bottles at intermission. So that tells you how long of a charge it holds. Literally pulls the cork right out and then just releases it. So if you are having a little bit of trouble with arthritis or just having a hard time opening a bottle of wine, you're set now. Anybody thirsty? Great. This right here is our wine tumbler. Has a sippy cup lid. So if you spill something, you're going to be less likely to cry if you've lost all of your wine. It's insulated for both hot and cold. Great to have at the pool in the summertime. It's just great all the time. It's insulated. So once again, it's just going to just hold it nice and firm. Put it on top, and it just grabs it. You hold on to it. All right. Anybody want a glass of red or white?
White.
White? All you, John.
Who's bringing me home?
Well, I might get thirsty, so I don't know.
There you go. You got your choice.
There you are. I'll just pour a little in here. Now, I do a lot of Zoom cooking parties. They are so much fun. In a Zoom cooking party, we often need a code word, and we go Zoom, and that's when you have a sip of whatever your beverage is. So if you're having, if you're having wine, or if you're having soda, if you're having tea, if you're having coffee, you just give that code word of Zoom, and it's just a lot of fun. All right. Cheers, everybody. I've got my sippy cup. I think it's pretty funny, adult sippy cup. All right, so let's get this started. We're going to make a chicken salsa recipe. Very easy, very delicious. So our families are always so busy now. So that's what I really like about this, is that it's simple. So what we're going to do is we are going to first start with sharing one piece of information. Whenever Pampered Chef, whenever you place an order with Pampered Chef, when you spend $80 or more, you always have something to choose for free. This month, it is our teak spoons. There are 3 to choose from. This has a 1 corner on it, and then we have one that is spatula, has 2 corners, and one is just a round spoon. So it's just nice. There's always something for free that they offer. So sometimes when you go shopping in a store, they're not going to say, what would you like for free? They're just going to say, I'll take your money. So I think that's a nice little perk with Pampered Chef, is that they say thank you. So we are going to go ahead and start a recipe. I said that before. This is our close and cut. Close and cut, very simple, spring loaded. It goes in the dishwasher. That's also a favorite part for me. Anything that goes in the dishwasher. And if you're the dishwasher, I'm sorry, but you'll still be happy. Close and cut is going to just very easily hold your food right in the center. And then you can just put your knife right through it. And I'm just going to go across. So my fingers are protected from it. Cut all the way through, and it just cut all of those tomatoes in half, that easy. So it's great for entertaining. You're going to have less, you just get things done quicker, easier. It's also great for black olives. It's great for bagels. You can butterfly your chicken in it as well. You can even use like a boneless pork chop and then just not cut all the way through, and then you could stuff your pork chop. There's a little bit of the tomato in there. And anyone have our can opener? Our can opener, I feel, is quite famous because there's no sharp edges with it. With our can opener, you put it on the top rather than on the side, and it actually takes the lid right off. Often people get this and they get frustrated because they can't figure out how to use it. Just YouTube Pampered Chef can opener. And you'll get a little video and you'll see how it opens. So that way it just took it right off and there's no sharp edges. So it's really handy. And then I'm just gonna take this and get rid of the water. So now I can take these pitted black olives, put them back in the close and cut, and easily just slice the black olives. I washed my hands just prior to this video, I promise. And then once again, you just slice right through, and it just cuts them that easily, all right in half. I'm just going to put this right over here so we have our black olives in here. And then I can just throw this right in the dishwasher. So just very, very handy. Next, we are going to start up our pressure cooker. So the pressure cooker is wonderful because you can set it and forget about it. So usually with when you're cooking a meal, you might have to stand at the stove and stir the whole time, and you just get tired of it, or you want to do something else and you can get distracted, you burn your food, or you're tied to your stove. So I love the pressure cooker because it holds the moisture in it when it locks it closed, and it's so much safer than it used to be. Years ago, pressure cookers were on the dangerous side, and it would be a matter of everyone would have to leave the kitchen when it was time to take the lid off. Mom would say, everybody leave the kitchen. She used the longest spoon and she would press on it, and hopefully not have the lid go flying and get stuck in the ceiling. So Pampered Chef has taken the features to be such safer to work with and easier to work with too. I'm just going to throw in a little bit of olive oil. I put it on sear, so now it's going to start heating up. Has many functions. You can sear your meat in it first if you'd like. You can use it as a slow cooker. So many great features to it. I'm going to take an onion. And then I'm going to use my favorite knife. This is our Santuco 5-inch knife, most favorite of all. I love it. It's one piece of metal going all the way through. It's German forged steel and balanced. Has the dimples in it so that it's not going to stick to your food. It's too funny. I really couldn't cook before all this. It's like, if my mother was alive, she'd be like, Barbie, I can't believe you're doing this. So this is, like I said, my favorite knife of all. It's balanced and has a lifetime warranty. One thing to learn is they say when you put your thumb on the first part of the blade on the top, it's for better handling. So I love how you learn some nice little tips along the way. And I'm just going to put this onion in our manual food processor. The manual food processor is simply 3 pieces. The bottom 2 pieces, here's the little well, and then there's the blade inside. There's 3 blades, very, very sharp, and they just go around. The top is the housing, and there's gearing in there. There's no batteries, no electric, and it's just a matter of pumping it, and the blades go around, and it really easily chops up your onion. Great for onion, obviously, but it also contains the cubes, because sometimes an onion, you're just going to be crying like crazy. So that easily, it just chopped up these onions. I'm going to show you on the camera. So check it out. See that easily, it just chopped them up nice and tiny. So it does a really nice job. It's great with onion. It's great with celery. This thing got, like, food processors are usually so big. They take up so much room. So I feel like you don't use them as much because they take up so much room. So they're in the top cavity and they're so difficult to clean. This guy is so easy to clean. All it is the 3 pieces. Bottom 2 can go in your dishwasher. Pampered Chef, most everything has like gripper on the bottom so that they're not going to slide on your counter. It also comes with a lid, so if you make something in it, you can just take the blades out, put the lid on it, you can put it in your refrigerator. It's great for salsa, for guacamole, one of my friends makes baby food in it. It's great for, some people say smoothies. I think we have some other options for smoothies that might be a little bit nicer than that. Just really handy, doesn't take up too much room. So just threw some onion in there. It's going to start to smell really good in here. You wish you were here live. And now I'm going to take some garlic. The Pampered Chef garlic press was one of our, I think it might be one of the first things Pampered Chef came out with. We've had it ever. So the garlic press, what's nice about this is that you do not have to peel the outer skin. It literally is going to go right through it, crushes it through. Just put it over top. And you get a ton of garlic out of there. This guy right here, I call it like the Barbie brush. So it's good for getting all the nooks and crannies. Let's see, I'm gonna try another one. Put this one here. And we'll do one more piece of garlic. Everybody loves garlic, right? Garlic is so good. I really wanna cry for people that are allergic to garlic because that's gotta be sad. This garlic is a little bit big, so I just cut off the ends a little bit. I'm gonna throw this in. They say if you put it with the hump facing up, then it usually will come out even easier for the skins that's all left on the inside. Look at all that garlic. That's a ton of garlic that time. All right, so I have that in there. And then I'm just gonna take the little cleaner, take that out. And once again, you can throw this in your dishwasher. Sometimes people are like, oh, I lost that little brush. We can always order just that by itself as well. Pampered Chef has tons of recipes online also. You can get them all right off of our website, like hundreds of recipes. You just put in either the food you want to cook or the vessel you want to cook it in. You'll come up with great ideas of what to do. All right, it's smelling good in here already. So we're searing up some onion and some garlic. This recipe is very simple. I'm going to throw in just some salsa. Can opener. This is something my mother had. So this was nice where you could even mount it to the underside of a cabinet. So you could use both hands and just open it up. Just put it on here and it gives you the extra leverage that you need. Sometimes opening a jar is so difficult. I actually have a friend that she has arthritis, horrible. And so she has 2 of these. One she has in her car for opening a bottle of water. The other she uses in her kitchen. So I'm just going to put in 1 cup of salsa. Beyond easy for this recipe. 1 cup. Whenever you're using a pressure cooker, you need the moisture in the cooking to get the pressure up so that it will do its thing. All right, so salsa is in there, onion and garlic. And then I'm just going to throw in my meat. Let's see. I just took some chicken breast. I could have taken the chicken breast. When you buy the larger chicken breast, you're spending less money because you're not paying for someone to cut it into tenders, to cut it into fillets, whatever, to cut it into smaller portions. So normally I would use the close and cut and show you how to do that with it. It's so easy and it butterflies it. But because of our situation here, I thought it was better not to be handling any raw meat other than just using our tongs and transferring them over. So I just took some chicken breast, cut it into some pretty big chunks. I'm going to throw it right in. And then I'm going to throw some seasoning in. We have really great seasonings and rubs. All of our rubs and seasonings are gluten-free and kosher. There are no preservatives. So you do want to pay attention to the expirations because no preservatives. kind of answers that. Let's see. So now I'm going to throw in some seasoning. We're going to use some Southwestern seasoning for this. Tons of great rubs and spices. And I believe the cap is a tablespoon. So if you're not big on measuring, just put it in there. My mother would be very proud too, because she never measured anything. So anytime I hear her going, just dump it in. So I said that one time, my sister goes, oh my gosh, that's what mom said. So I love how it brings back family too, you know? It's like, cooking is fun, especially when you learn how to do it. Because I tell you, I could not before. All right, so I have these ingredients are in there. And now what I'm going to do is just put the lid on. It was on the sear setting, so I'm going to hit cancel. Put on my lid. And then I'm going to turn it to chicken poultry. There we go. Make sure I hit the right one. Okay. So the pressure cooker is set for it. Now, when I just make sure that all of the settings are correct, there's like a little cloud symbol on the top that matches up to where the steam is released. This is a really nice safety feature as far as when it does build up with pressure and it's time for that pressure to be released and the steam needs to come out, the steam comes out separate from where your button is to release it. So it's another safety feature. Does not get hot to touch. Has handles nice and low so you can safely turn and pivot it if you need to move it. And it locks closed. There's a red pin here that once it comes to pressure, that pin lifts and it locks the lid so that you literally cannot open it. There is a fill line in the inner pot, which obviously you don't want to go above the fill line, because if you put it in there and it pushes up your pin, what are you going to do? So I love that it has that nice little feature to tell you not to fill it past there. So once we can release enough pressure for it to be safe to open, then that red pin would drop again and it would unlock it so you would be able to open it. So just really nice safety features. I have a really small kitchen now, and it's great because you would think that wouldn't really matter so much about moving it or whatever. But when you're in a small kitchen, you don't want that steam to be under your cabinets. It could ruin your cabinets. You don't want to have it go in a direction if you have a lot of friends over where it's going towards them. So it's nice that you can safely just maneuver this to release the steam so no one gets injured and you don't ruin your cabinets and then have your landlord say, guess what? You're buying new cabinets. All right, so this is what happens is while it's coming to pressure, it just goes around until it reaches pressure. So it depends on how much you put in there and what you're putting in there. If you forget to take your meat out of the freezer that night before or that morning, you can even put in a rock solid piece of chicken or whatever meat. I wouldn't suggest a beef rock solid, but like chicken, you could put a rock solid piece in there from the freezer. It's just going to take longer to come to pressure. It takes just about the same amount of time for it to cook. So that's kind of nice for when you forget to take your food out of the freezer.
What's the capacity? How much is that?
Good question. I don't know. I would have to look and see. It's a nice size. You'll see when we open it later. I don't know. A lot of the details I'm not quite up on, but just to show anybody can do this. So because that takes a little while to come to pressure, usually I set a timer on my phone, and that helps me just to stay on target. I'm just going to set it for like 12 minutes. If you don't pay attention to it, it will come to pressure and then it will just start cooking for whatever it's programmed for. If you completely forget about it, you go and watch TV for an hour and you're like, oh my gosh, I forgot. It's still not an issue because once it cooks for what it's programmed for, it goes to a warming setting. So you're still okay, right? So it's really handy. I make little cheesecakes in there. Make your whole dinner. We have other accessories that you can use in there so you can make your potatoes or your rice and your protein and your meat all in one shot. You can make a whole chicken parm in there. So delicious, so easy. And we're also busy, but I love how it makes it easier to work with. So this is doing its thing. You'll feel it starting to get a little warm. I can kind of like feel almost like it's bubbling up a little inside, so you know it's doing something. Also, it's nice to set a little timer, so if you forgot to like hit the start button or something like that, which I better make sure I did. So I believe I did because it's going around in circles. Yep. Then you'll be like, Oh, I forgot to hit the start button. So then just little things to help you stay on track. We're going to get some other things together for our recipe, but first I wanted to let you know that Pampered Chef has had a huge growth. With the pandemic, everyone decided they needed to cook. So we had over a 300% increase in sales through this. The month of June, we actually shipped more packages than we did all of last year. So because of that, we depleted our inventory hugely. We lost like pretty much a year's worth of inventory out the door. So we had the challenge of catching up, which is a great challenge to have. And we are so much closer to being on track right now. We've had a really long wait on things and things on back order. So now it is, I believe, 5 to 10 days for items to come in, and we've changed to a real-time inventory. So what's in our warehouse is what's available. So you'll see things might show up as temporary unavailable. And I think that's great because this way you're not going to say, where's my product? Especially if you have it as a holiday gift. So this way, when we have it available, it's coming to you. Orders process by midnight of the day that you order. It doesn't have to wait for this fundraiser to close, which is a really nice perk as well. And everything is tracked by your email. So you don't have to hold on to paper receipts. That's pretty common now with everything online. And everything has a warranty. The first 30 days that it ships from the warehouse, you decide it's not for you, you've changed your mind, you're not happy with it, you don't care for it, whatever the reason, they'll even pay to ship it back. The only thing that you will not get back is your shipping of originally getting it. So I think a company stands behind their product. When you spend $150, your shipping is free. Under that, it's $7.95, no matter the weight, no matter how many items it is. Everybody's orders ships right to you, no matter where you are, even APO addresses. My son is in Germany, and I can still ship things to him. So that's kind of cool. Put stuff in their kitchen. So let's get a couple more things together for our recipe. This here is our simple slicer. I love this because I'm less likely to hurt myself. I'm going to use one of our stainless steel mixing bowls. Stainless steel mixing bowls, these come in a set of 3. They have measurements on the side, come with nice lids, pouring spouts, ergonomically designed for ease with your handle there. Once again, the gripper on the bottom, so it's not going to slide on your counter. Really great quality products. I just can't talk enough about it. If you have any questions, always just reach out to me. I'm happy to help. So this guy right here, slice, it's like a mandolin, and it has 4 settings, a closed setting so that the blade is protected. I would still never run my fingers near it. Then it has for thin slicing, a little bit thicker and thicker yet. So what's nice is that you think of this like on a train track. You put this little guy on, put your food inside there, and then you're not going to have your fingers anywhere near the blades. I'm going to put this on the thinnest setting, and we're going to do some radishes. Radishes could be fun in a nice chicken salsa recipe. So then I'm just going to put it in this food holder, holds it in place. I'm sorry, Teddy, that is like just in the wrong place for you. Let's see if we move this, if this helps. Is that any better for you? Oh, good. Okay. All right. So now this also has nice little notches here, so it can fit right over top of a bowl. And then I can just easily slice all of these radishes without my fingers anywhere near it. And it's done. So this is great. I did scalloped potatoes, so nice with this, in a blink. And I could also do a nice even thin slices. So never put my fingers anywhere near those blades. And then once again, right in the dishwasher. Great for scalloped potatoes. I've done this for carrots, for my carrot soup, nice vegetable soup. But so then the radishes are nice, tiny little slices, and really nice. Let's see, we're going to stick them right over here. They smell good. I just heard you can roast radishes. I need to figure that one out. I think that'd be fun to do. All right. What else can we do on here? Make sure I share all my information with you. This shows anybody can do it too, you know? When you have a party as well, you can either do an online party, you can do a Zoom party, whatever your comfort level is, and money will be donated towards this fundraiser as well. So we're able to just, work with you, help you to get some free stuff for your own kitchen or as a gift for someone else. Like I say, this is the best time of the holidays. We have a few really nice things that came out. We talked about this earlier. We have a couple different cinnamons just for the holidays. Beautiful. This one, which I can never remember how to pronounce it, Coringi it might be cinnamon, and this is a pure cinnamon, very nice. While supplies last, just till December 31st. Cinnamon Plus, this is great for if you're gonna do an apple pie or you're gonna do like a nice apple strudel, right? And any of that stuff, even pumpkin, you put the Cinnamon Plus in there. It has nutmeg, it has obviously cinnamon, allspice, trying to think of some of the other ones. Cloves. Cloves are so good, right? Oh, I can like smell a ham cooking right now. So this is a great additive. You just put that in and you're going to be so much happier with your recipe. We also have double strength Madagascar vanilla. This is also just for the holidays until December 31st. So because it's baker's quality, it's pricey and it is worth it. It's like you only need half as much to begin with, and it's the best. You will be really happy with it. The things that are not returnable with Pampered Chef are food items, and I'm sure that's just makes sense, but I'm more than happy to talk with you about it all. Our pressure cooker has come up to pressure somewhat. The red pin has lifted, so now I physically cannot open this. It is locked closed. Great safety feature, and it's already started cooking. So it has 14 minutes left, and this is going to be done cooking. It's going to count down now. If I don't pay attention to that, it'll just go to a warming setting. So I think that's a great feature so that you're less likely to ruin your meal. So once again, I like to just set a little timer on my phone that when this came to pressure quicker than I expected. So I think that's great. I'm just going to change this now to, what's that on, 13 minutes, John? 14 minutes. Perfect. And then that will be done cooking. We'll put it together. What else do we need to put together on here? Cheese. Who doesn't love cheese? If you had to give up something, which would it be? Cheese or chocolate? Which would you choose? If you had to give up one, you'd give up chocolate. Which would you give up? Cheese, really? And which would you give up, Tim?
Chocolate.
I know. It's like cheese is like, I love chocolate, but I love cheese more because you can put cheese on everything. I mean, yeah, sometimes I have nothing in my house. I'll just take some cheese and melt it. That's like true confessions here. These are flexible cutting mats. They come in a set of 3. There's 2 sizes, large and medium, large and small. This is the larger of the 2. They're so handy. They have grippers on the bottom. There's different measurements. There's different tips. This tells you like a thumb tip is like a teaspoon, and a thumb is like 1 to 2 tablespoons, a palm. It's really handy, the stuff that they tell you on it. So you're always learning. But they come in 3 different colors. I have a friend who is a vegetarian, and she uses hers with one on the underside says vegetables, one says meat, and one says fish. So she doesn't cross-contaminate any of her things because her family is not vegetarian, but she is. So that's a nice idea that I had not thought of. Just so many nice things on here. This talks about prepping it, about julienne, fine cut, large dice, blah, blah, blah. So it's just a lot of helpful information. So we're gonna get some cheese ready. Like I said, I would give up chocolate, and I love chocolate. So we're just gonna take the cheese. So did you know if you buy shredded cheese, you're probably having other things in your food besides cheese. If you look at the ingredients, you might not be so happy with what you see. Plus, you're paying for someone to shred it as well. So we have this coarse adjustable grater. It folds for storage. Another thing, frustration when you get this, I'm like, I cannot figure out how you open that. It's like a microphone, you pull it over, and once again, you just YouTube it. Has a nice cover on it so that when you're pulling it out of your drawer, you don't skin your knuckles. Same idea before as the simple slicer. This is, I think of this like a train track, so it just sits on top. I'm gonna put my food inside, and once again, I'm gonna be protected from those blades. This is much more of just a gravity pressure than anything. Sometimes people push so hard and you're challenged with it. You just hardly put pressure on it. It's more of just holding it in place. And then my thumb and the fingers on the other side are just holding it. So you're shredding your own cheese. You are saving money. When you buy the shredded cheese, like I said before, they have to put an agent in there to keep it from clumping. So that's why there's something added in there, which is unnecessary. So cheese is always the best. Usually a little bit gets stuck on the top, and I say that's for who's cooking, they get to eat that. That's your prize. Close it up. And I can throw that in my dishwasher too. Just gonna put that right over here. And this is another feature too. So you can just use this and then just guide it into where you want it to be. This, they do say, and they're on the use and care that is dishwasher safe, but I would not put them in the dishwasher. It's like you just don't need to. All right. This is one of my friend Audrey's favorite pieces that we have. This is our cool and serve. We have two sizes of the cool and serve, a large and a small. This is the large. It comes with different pieces that you can put in it. This one, I like, it has the 5 different sections on it. And then there's one big open tray. They're great because it has this puck underneath. There's 2 of them. It's underneath the tray. That was the lid. So the puck underneath is what you put in your freezer, and it gets really cold. And then when you put it in here, it's going to keep whatever you have nice and cool, even if it's like in the summertime and you're on a picnic. So keep, especially if you have mayonnaise base or whatever, you are going to be happier with being able to keep it at a good temperature for a longer period of time.
And it stays for a long time.
It stays for a really long time. So, so this just has all of our stuff in there. It's a great presentation. It just makes it really easy to work with, right? So there's a small one also. This one, the pucks turn the other way, and you can actually put deviled eggs in there as well. Keep them cold. So that's set. And John, how much time do we have left on that over there?
8 minutes.
8 minutes. All right, so in our 8 minutes, what can we talk about? Oh my gosh, this is something new to our line. These are insulated serving bowls. Insulated serving bowls comes in 2 sizes. Last I checked, this large one was only available intermittently. As items come into our warehouse, they become available. When they sell out, then you'll see the temporary unavailable again. So it's worth checking back and forth. If there's something you're interested in and it's temporarily unavailable, reach out to me, let me know. I will put it on my list to keep an eye on it. And when I see it, I'll let you know, and then you can get it in. So when you shop, you want to kind of get it that day. Things do not get held in your cart unless you speak with me and I can secure them in your cart. If you put things in your cart, unfortunately, they're not guaranteed to stay there right now. So reach out to me and I can help to make that happen. Like I said, there's 2 sizes. Nice firm grip on there, Audrey noticed.
Yeah.
They really hold the heat. And also, you know, when it's not always just for entertaining. Whenever you have a meal and then you take the lid off, what do you do with the lid? So they just have the handy little clip on it. So it just sits on there. So even if you're making your meal and something is ready ahead of time, you put it in here. It's going to keep it good and hot. You put the lid on it until it's time to put the rest of your meal together. So they're just very, very handy. What can I say? Right?
Dishwasher safe?
No, not for the dishwasher, surprisingly. So we have those in there. I made a dessert. We made little brownie bites. So the brownie bites, we have our brownie pan, which is very popular. We've just now come out with a brownie bite pan also. So it makes 24 of the smaller ones. kind of helps with portion control, unless you just eat them all. And then we came back with this. This guy is one of my favorites. It was discontinued and it just came back. This is our Easy Accent Decorator. I use this all the time for my deviled eggs. Love it for deviled eggs. So easy. You just take the biggest tip that there is and you make your deviled eggs mixture, and then you can put it, and your presentation in your deviled eggs is nicer than just, you know, the blop or the spoon. So it's pretty. So I'm going to just pop it up for a second so I can show you. Put this in the middle to see. These are our little brownie bites. There you are. And I'm just going to put a little bit of the frosting on top. I actually added to it some homemade peanut butter. Our deluxe cooking blender is incredible. The deluxe cooking blender actually cooks. So I can make my own butternut squash soup, sweet potato soup, carrot soup, straight from the raw root vegetable. You don't have to cook it first. Usually you have to cook those root vegetables first and then add them in, but you put everything in, and then very easily tells you the order of what to put in. You press the soup button and you walk away. At the end, you may want to add a little bit of heavy cream or mascarpone cheese or something like that. Incredible. So why I was talking about the peanut butter, you can put in raw, or not raw, excuse me, you can put in roasted peanuts, unsalted, nothing else. Put it on the nuts, on the grind setting, peanut butter, done. Incredible. I like to cheat, and I do the honey roasted peanuts. Put that in there, one jar, and it's all set. If you want, you could do the regular peanuts, and then you just add a little bit of honey, just a pinch of salt. You can do it with all different kinds of nuts. The cooking guide tells you all the things you can make. I make my own almond milk in it. I take 1 cup of almonds, let them soak in 2 cups of water for 4 hours. Rinse it. Then you put it in the cooking blender with 5 cups of water, that 1 cup of almonds that I've soaked. And I put in a teaspoon of vanilla, put it on the alternate milk setting, and I have almond milk. It comes with a cheesecloth stringer bag. So I put that in our quick stir pitcher because I can hold it over and just hold it in place. And I hold it in place, and then I just pour it through, and then that collects all of the almond pulp. Squeeze it through, and then I have almond milk. So, and then it's what you want in it. You know, a lot of people have to be careful about the additives, even things that you think are good and healthy for you. If you look at those ingredients on the back, you might not be so impressed. So it's great when you can make it yourself. So this chocolate frosting has homemade peanut butter in it. Because it is a cooking blender, it comes up to a high enough temperature that it activates the pectin, so I can make my own jam. So I have strawberry jam at home, you know, and it's hysterical because you never thought I could do any of this before. So cooking blender, I can't speak well enough about it. What I didn't tell you is it has a cleaning cycle, a heated wash cycle. So you make that sticky peanut butter, and then you think you have to go in all the nooks and crannies. You put in, 2 cups of water and just a couple drops of dish soap. If you put in more than a couple drops of dish soap, it's like you put in too much soap in your washing machine and it goes everywhere. So you just put in that little bit, and it's a heated wash cycle. It cleans all of that out. You rinse it out, and then you just have to do just the top edge where the lid was holding it in place. So you can't beat that, the heated wash cycle. Let's see, I'll move this out. Actually, we'll make the whipped cream now. All right. So Pampered Chef comes up with new stuff all the time, and I get to earn it. And what's too funny is that when I went to conference, they came out with this thing called a whipped cream maker. And then you're like, yeah, right. So when I earned it, because I'm able to earn something every month, which I have most every month for 6 years, because I seem to really like doing this and anybody can do it. I said to my daughter, come over to the house, let's check this out. So we checked it out, very skeptical. It really works. They did this on stage, and if you use a beater, it's 2 minutes. If you do it by hand, it's forever. This really is 30 seconds. So there's a fill line, and I'm just going to put in 1 cup of heavy cream, which is to the fill line. You want to have it as cold as you can. And then you're going to put in your sweetener and your flavor. So if you want to put in vanilla, if you want to put in chambord, if you want to put in like cinnamon and maybe some, what would you put in? Vanilla. There's so many different options too. I'm trying to think. Almond. You can put in almond, little almond in there. So this is the double strength Madagascar vanilla, and I'm just going to put in just a touch. So this would only need like a half of a teaspoon because it's double strength. And then I'm going to throw in some powdered sugar. I'm going to throw in the powdered sugar. You could always use a little bit of honey, you know, whatever you want to do. Can you see that? I'll move it forward. This usually does get a little bit messy on the bottom, so don't think there's something wrong with yours. Maybe it needs it so a little air is in there. I don't know. The timer just went off on our pressure cooker saying that it's done. So I'm going to turn this off so my phone doesn't make noise. And then I'll show you the whipped cream, which is actually perfect timing. This says 37 seconds left on my little timer. This is going to be 30 seconds. So this is going to be at, that's at 28 seconds now. I have it, the lid is closed. You literally just pump up and down for 30 seconds. I was like, yeah, I didn't believe it until we got it. So literally 30 seconds. You do want to use heavy cream. You don't want to use half and half. You don't, and it's already thick. I can tell by how it's a little bit difficult to work with. They say you can even make butter with this. I have not tried butter. I don't know if I ever will, but they say you can. One trick is you want to have this pulled up when you take it off. Otherwise, don't you think you might just pull it all through? This is because it's the voice of experience. And I open it. All right.
Wow.
Look at that. Done, right? So I'll show you with the camera so you guys don't feel left out. Too bad we don't have smell-o-vision when I do the Zoom party. See that? Completely done, right? So cool. And of course, what's nice, you know, they're like a nice little handy little silicone scraper, just the right size to get in your nooks and crannies. So my daughter says to me, too bad there isn't a lid. Well, don't you think Pampered Chef even thought about that? They really do come up with products that are worthwhile. It's like when we came up with the pressure cooker, when we came up with the air fryer, when we came up with the cooking blender, it wasn't just to compete with everybody else to say we have it too. We wanted to give features to it that made it worthwhile. So that's why you'll see in a lot of our products there we go a step further because we want to make it worth your time and worth their time and in the research and development. So this bottom piece can be your lid, right? So just handy, perfect, handy stuff. And like I said, if I can do this, you guys can do this. There's 2 bakers in the room and they know they can do it. So, all right. So the pressure cooker went off, which means it's time for us to release the pressure, release the steam. So like I said, in my kitchen is small and I would need to safely turn it so that I wouldn't ruin my cabinets. So I could just very safely from these handles, just pick it up and turn it. Now, this is in the picture, yes, okay. So now I'm gonna hit the cancel button and the steam is gonna come out, but it's gonna be really strong and it's not gonna point towards me. The red pin is lifted, which shows that there's pressure. So once the steam is released enough, the red pin will drop and then we'll be able to open it. Then we're going to just take our chicken and we're going to chop it up with something called salad choppers. Salad choppers are 2 very sharp blades and they are great obviously for a salad, but they're also good for cooked meats which are boneless. You don't want to try and use it on raw meats. It just doesn't work so well. It's too funny. Sometimes people, they'll not realize what the product is for and then they'll be like, oh, I don't like this. And Pampered Chef will take it back. You know, the first 30 days that it ships from the warehouse, you decide you don't care for it, no problem, we'll take it back. We have a warranty on everything you'll see, and everything isn't a lifetime warranty. I think the company would go out of business if we did that. So you'll see very clearly online and in catalogs, it'll tell you what your warranty is, whether it's 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, whatever it is. So I think they're great that they totally stand behind their products. And it's a matter of if it is a manufacturing issue, not if you drop it on the floor. Once again, I think we would go out of business if we replace things because you drop it on the floor. So I think it's nice to be upfront about these things so you're not misled, right? So, all right, so now the pressure has been released, the red pin dropped, and now I can safely open the lid. This looks delicious. Now we need smell-o-vision. Any questions? What's funny is I couldn't talk in front of people before. One-on-one, I could talk your ear off, but in front of a group of people, I would want to cry. So it's also a confidence builder. Go figure. And you can tell I'm not making any of this up. I'm not that kind of person. I don't think I could be. So this chicken is all completely cooked. Delicious. Oh my goodness. I'm going to take a knife and cut one in half so I can just show you if you want to see it or just be absolutely positive. Oh, that smells good. So I'll take the biggest piece of chicken here, cut it in half and make sure. Beautiful, completely cooked. All right, so now I'll just put it, oh, I almost forgot. So this is our tool turnabout and it actually has a spoon rest that taps right in it. Put that on there. And wouldn't that be funny if I forgot something? I've done that before at parties, like, oh dear. 2 very sharp blades. Great if you are chopping up a bunch of kale, you just throw it in there and just chop, chop, and it's done. Great for, obviously, for a salad. You can even make your own salsa, where you just put all your ingredients in the bowl and you just chop away and it's done. But it's also really nice for this cooked boneless meat. So I'm going to show everybody here that's in person and then show you. So see, it's just really sharp blades. They do a great job here. We don't want to leave you out. Right? So it's just very sharp blades and not easily. Right? You just chop it right out. Yeah. I know. And I think that's what's so great about doing a demonstration like this is that you get to see the product. It's not the same when you just see it in a catalog. You don't know.
Yeah.
You know, I love these parties. And as you can tell, I'm really not too shy. So this is a great way just to chop up the meat. And we're going to have our salsa chicken. We have, trying to think of what I could have forgot to tell you about. Really nice items for yourself or as gifts. This is our salad bowl, beautiful wooden salad bowl with the servers. I mean, they're just great gift ideas. You can't beat it. I didn't talk about this. This is our oil spritzer. You just put in it what you're going to use. When you buy a can of spray, number one, it's going to create a buildup of stickiness on your pans or whatever you're using. Number two, all this is what you put in it. So if you look at a can of spray, you might notice that the ingredient list on the back is not good for you. This is just what you put in it. It pays for itself over time because what does it cost to fill this with a little bit of olive oil? It pumps up and creates its own pressure, aerate. Maybe that's the right word. Yeah, so you just pump, and it's usually 10 pumps. And that's what I used and sprayed in this guy, you know, for the non-stick surface. And then when you use it, you just open it up a little bit to release that pressure so that your product lasts for a long time.
Did you also use that in the pressure cooker beforehand?
No. Oh, I just threw some olive oil in. So I didn't have to bring another little bottle. I just unscrewed it and poured some in. But yeah, it's very handy. I absolutely love it. Let's see. There's a Season's Best cookbook every 6 months. Nice little recipes. Features a lot of our different products. We've got gorgeous pots and pans, gorgeous cookware, gorgeous knives. Just really great quality product. This here that the brownies are on is a pizza pizza peel. I didn't know that before. So this is like, when you go into in the pizzerias and they slide them in and out. Our stoneware has just changed where it's stone fusion. It's still 100% stoneware that it was before, but it's a different composition. So now it can actually be heated to a higher temperature. You can preheat your stones and and you can use soap on them and they're dishwasher safe. Some people had a real problem with our original stoneware not being able to use soap on it. It wasn't that it absorbed the soap, it's that the oils from whatever you cook, that's what absorbs the soap. And then when you cook again, it releases the soap that could have been attached to it. So it's nice that our new stoneware is still stone fusion, and it's made in the United States, and it can go in your dishwasher and you can use soap on it. So this is our beautiful pizza peel. I've made a couple pizzas on it already where you preheat your stone, then you quickly do your pizza on there with some cornmeal, slide it in. It's like you went in a little pizzeria. So delicious. So I think that's about it. We're going to put a little bit of a meal together for everybody that's here. And the last thing that we're going to use is our tortilla warmer. So I put tortillas in here, and then Audrey's just going to put it in the microwave for about 30 seconds. It's going to heat them and it keeps them warm. This is also great for like dinner rolls and for pancakes. So I know a lot of times when you have like a nice meal and you have those tortillas and they get cold so fast, it keeps them nice and warm. So how handy is that? That's kind of it. Thank you so much, everybody. If you have any questions, reach out. Always happy to answer them. This is a great organization to support. And the fundraiser, people love the product. It's great as gifts. You can even have it shipped to someone else if you don't live near whoever it is that you're thinking about. And I'm happy to help. So best wishes for your organization.
Thank you.
Thank you.